mount your electronic flash to the light stand like so, and be sure to tighten up the little nut here. The flash tilts by loosening this and tipping it up, and again be sure to tighten it up so it stays in place. To set up this electronic flash, and this is set up as a secondary flash, that is not the one that's triggered primarily by the camera. You plug your power supply into the bottom, and because it's a secondary flash, either it will fire from the built-in light slave or the ancillary slave, which plugs into the top. Now, if you're using this as the primary flash, that is the one that is triggered by the camera, you want to use the radio system. This accomplishes a couple of things. It enables you to work wirelessly as well as to prevent direct connection of your camera with its delicate electronics to this very high voltage flash light source. To use this, you simply replace the main power, plug it into the bottom, This then replaces back into the main power, and this is the control cord, which is a little short, plugs in to the top port on the flash unit. To check and make sure that everything is hooked up, you should see this green light on the flash trigger. To turn the power on for this flash, the green light switch. You can see it illuminates to indicate that you've got power to the strobe. The first control to the left controls what we call the model light. The model light is a continuous light that mimics the effect of the flash and helps you determine the lighting patterns and the beam spread and all of that on your flash. You can see, as I tip it up, I've got a light showing from this, and this is 3 positions. The bottom position is all the way on, full brightness of the model light. Doesn't control the flash power. The second one is just off in case you need to shoot without modeling lights, which often is the case. The top position is a ratioed control that determines the brightness of the modeling light in relationship to the power level of the strobe, which is this rotary switch on the bottom. As you turn it clockwise, the power of the strobe goes up, and if your position switch is at the top, it tracks the brightness. So as I get full power of the flash, I get full power of the modeling light. As I dial it down, it ratios back down. Now, the second switch turns on and off the modeling light and turns on an audible signal which indicates your flash power. When it beeps once, it's all the way up and charged. As you turn it back down, you hear it beeping constantly. That's the system dropping the charge in the capacitor so that you can achieve a lower power than you had previously. You don't want to shoot until that beeping quits. If it annoys you, you can fire the flash with what we call the open flash button. The open flash button. And that will quiet the audible. Again, as you turn this up, you'll hear it beep. That indicates that the flash is cycled and ready for firing. Turn it up to a higher power. If we fire it again, the beep indicates that it's fully charged and will give you consistent flash output. The third button on the right is the open flash button, which I pointed to earlier. Simply allows you to test the flash. You may need it for metering or whatever. The fourth button turns on and off this flash slave, which senses the firing of another flash. Down is off, up is on. When another flash fires, this will see that light most of the time, and it will fire the secondary flash. We have this set up as a primary. Finally, this is, again, the transmitter which mounts to the hot shoe of your camera, slides in this way, and again, remember it has this little dip switch on the bottom we talked about that needs to match the position of these so that you get the correct channel. You can test this by simply firing the test button. By the way, in case you blow a fuse, most of these come equipped with a spare fuse that's mounted to this little envelope on the handle.